Hey, what's up everybody? Tony VT of Timeshare Simplified. I just want to come with you to tell you what your best options are right now with the coronavirus and what you should do with your timeshare weeks or points. And I'm starting a new newsletter, so hopefully I'll get more information out to you quickly. I just kind of want to go over all your options as it is a crazy time. I know, our rentals are down, I mean, like 98% because none of the resorts are open. So it's not open for your vacations as well, and a lot of people don't know what to do, and they don't want to get stuck with their timeshare points or their timeshare weeks, and nobody knows what to do. So let me just kind of go over a quick few of your options. Your best option would be if you own points and you don't think you're going to be able to go this year. You lost your job, or your income's down, or your stock portfolio's down, or you just don't feel safe going out or whatever. I would make sure and save your points to the next year, because you can always, in most point systems, especially like Marriott, Westin, the bigger ones, you can always borrow your points from the next year into this year if you need them. And depending upon what level you are, sometimes you have certain restrictions. You can only wait till 6 months in the year to save it to the next year, which we're coming on that time. Some of the different levels have extension periods on that. Like I know the Marriott one, they give you till the end of August to move your points till the next year. The Wyndham one, I believe they give you maybe 5 months till the end of the year to move it over to the next one. Don't quote me on that. There's so many programs, it's hard to keep track of everyone super strict. But I would just, if you have points, move them into the next year. Because if you do decide you want to go this year, which you might want, because airlines are so cheap right now, and you have the whole plane to yourself, you'd be flying like Donald Trump. But so you'd have the whole, I talked to this one person, there was 4 of them on the entire airplane. So you might want to take that vacation, because everything seems to be pretty safe, back to normal. I just heard an interview with a doctor in Vegas. He's cured like 100% of patients with the hydrochloroquine or whatever it's called. So you might want to just take it and go help these economies out. I mean, these businesses are just failing at a rapid rate. 50% of businesses are going to be out of business. So if you can go, I think that would be awesome. Go help support the communities. Go take your trips. Go de-stress. Go get out of the house. Go do whatever. So if you can go, I would recommend going. If you don't want to go for whatever reason, you don't feel like you want, move your points into the next year. Now, if you have weeks, or you're not really sure if you're even gonna be able to go next year, what you want to do is deposit it with Interval or deposit it with RCI, because then they'll give you 2 to 3 additional years to use it. So that's always your best bet if you want to get. Now remember though, when you're going to deposit with Interval, you're going to deposit with RCI. If it's not points, if it's weeks, you want to get the maximum trading power. Okay, so which means you need to call, you're even going to lose maybe a little bit of trading power if you do it right now and book Christmas week. Because the biggest factor to determining your trading power is how far in advance you do it. All right, with RCI, you want to deposit your week 2 years to 9 months in advance of the check-in date. Now, RCI is a little tough because they don't have a schedule that tells you what the best week is at your resort. So what my recommendation for RCI people is go to Interval International, go to the iintervalworld.com, and then pull up the area that you own a resort at. So say you owned it in Branson, Missouri or whatever. Go to Interval and go to Branson, and then it'll list all the Interval resorts here in Branson, and then go to the trading demand index. Just click on that, and there's a list of 1 through 52, which is all the weeks, and then at the bottom is the scale of how much they give you. So you want to look for bubbles that are all the way to the right. Those mean the best times of the year. So you want to find the bubble that's the farthest to the right, and then take a note of what week number that is, like 32 or 26 or 52 or whatever, and you find the best weeks on that resort through them. And then when you're depositing your RCI week, make sure you book that same week at your resort. So if you saw an Interval was week 26, when you go in and to book your home resort to deposit it with RCI, I want you to go book week 26 at your resort. And ideally, since that's week June, you always want to do it the year before. So you want to do it for June this year to book June 2021. And that will give you your maximum trading power. And then immediately deposit it with them. And then that'll give you another 2 or 3 years to use it, okay? So call and then do the same thing every year in the future. If you can't this year, if it's already too late, and you know, week 32 or week 26 is your best one, try to book it if you can this year, and then deposit it with RCI or Interval. And then ideally in the future, put a calendar reminder or whatever, and every year book that week a year in advance. Okay, and then immediately deposit that with RCI or Interval, and then you'll have maximum trading power. Because a lot of people don't realize that they just can't get what they want through RCI or Interval, because it doesn't work like you think it does. You can't just call up and be like, hey, I want to go to Hawaii next month at the Marriott and Maui. It doesn't work like that. Timeshare is like trading baseball cards. Somebody has to give up a good week for you to get that, and so you have to have an equal value week to get what you want. So if you're trying to go to Hawaii, but you own, you know, Pocatello, Idaho in the winter, you don't even have enough trading power for that. And they don't tell you that. They just say, oh, now RCI did get sued for $300 million. So now they do rank your week. So when you deposit your week with RCI, they'll say, okay, it's worth somewhere between 10 to 60 points. And the higher the points, the more it's worth. So if yours only worth 15 points or 20 points, you can only trade for a week that's worth 15 or 20 points or less than whatever yours is. If not, you could combine multiple weeks to get the bigger one. But and that was a result of RCI got sued, because for 10, 20, 30 years, people thought that their red week in Branson traded for a red week in Hawaii, when it did not. Trust me, because when I bought my first timeshare, I couldn't use it for the first, I don't know how long, 3 or 4 months. I tried to go anywhere, not available. I want to go to Marriott Newport Beach, not available. I want to go to Lake Tahoe, not available. I want to go to Hawaii, not available. and then I hated my timeshare, and I gave it up and I sold it. I did sell, right? I had it for a while and I didn't make the payments on it or whatever, but I could never use it because it didn't work. And it's not that it didn't work. I never read the instructions. I never learned how to do it. I never really talked to anybody there. I just thought, hey, I paid $7,000 for this or whatever, $6,000. I should be able to just call up and go wherever I want, whenever I want. But you know, one of the downsides of the timeshares, it doesn't work like that. You have to give up a little to get rooms at these super nice resorts for a fraction of the cost you would normally pay. Like I trade every year to the Marriott's, 2 bedrooms, Marriott Newport Beach. I trade to the Four Seasons in San Diego. If you go to the Four Seasons website, to rent a week there is $6,000 to $10,000. I trade my week in there every year. My week's a lock off, so I get 2 weeks out of my 1 week. So I'm only paying $800 for that week to stay at that Four Seasons that normally costs $4,000 or $5,000. So that's where you get your money out of your timeshare, is trading into these really nice timeshares that would normally you couldn't afford, or you could afford but you don't want to pay for, and you get these really good weeks that are worth $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Then it makes your timeshare worth it. You know what I mean? So what I want you to do, if you're not gonna go on vacation this year, or you don't think you are, save your points to next year. Then when you want to go on your trip, just borrow next year's points into this year. If you decide you want to go this year or something comes up, if you think you need more time, or you have a week that you're not going to be able to use, I want you to go to the Interval International website, find the same area that you own at, pick any one of their resorts, go to the Trading Demand Index, find the best weeks, which are all the little dots farthest to the right, and then you go over to the chart and it'll tell you which week number, and then book your week and book that week number you find at your resort at your time, and as far in advance as possible. So if it's Christmas week, book it right now, and then immediately deposit it with RCI, or if it's Interval, obviously deposit it with Interval. But they all work the same, but RCI is a little harder to use because they have a lot more determining factors than Interval does. So they determine like how busy they are, how many cards they have, so there's a lot more to it, but ultimately it works the same. So do that, deposit that. If you're gonna rent it, you know, good luck. Say you don't have to save your points till closer to the end of the year, or August or November. People are still traveling. I mean, we did over $2.3 million in timeshare rentals last year. So people are renting these. So, you know, you could list them on I use Airbnb a lot. I use HomeAway. We use Red Week sometimes for our clients. And then if any of this stuff is confusing or you don't want to do it, I'm actually starting a new concierge program. So I'm opening up 50 spots. I think I got enough staff to help for 50 spots, and we'll grow as we can, but I don't want to open it up for more than that. And then we will do all this for you. So if all this sounds overwhelming, or you're frustrated, or you don't don't want to use the thing, or you just want to be able to text somebody, hey, I want to go here, and have them take care of everything for you, we have a new program for you. You can go to the website timesharesimplified.com, and we'll put a link in the email or below in the video, and you can go to it as well. And then we can handle all this for you. We want to be your one-stop shop for timeshare. So whether you want to sell it, whether you want to rent it, whether you want to use it, whether you want to, let your family use it, we want to make it as simple as a text or an email. You get so many calls per year, and you just say, hey, Tony, we want to go to Hawaii in January next year, and here's the login to our timeshare account, and my staff will take care of all of it for you. We'll get on the phone for you, or we'll log into your account, or we'll research the best week for you to book, and then we'll do all that, and then every year we'll just do everything for you, and all you need to do is text us where you want to go. So we do have that program coming out. Just my small shameless plug for our company, but my exotic dancing's not taking off in this environment, so I'm gonna have to do something else. Yeah, it's a crying shame. But anyways, hope all you and your families are well. I'm gonna send out a couple of these videos on different subjects. Like I'm gonna do another one on the rental, and I'll do another one on how to trade properly, because there's two integral parts to trading, and most people get both of them wrong, and that's why they never ever get what they want. And the worst thing you can ever do is go to RCI or go to Interval and say, hey, I want to trade to Hawaii 3 months from now, and do a search. Nothing will ever pop up that's worth a dang, at least 99% of the time it won't, unless you're going somewhere that's open, or you're going off season or whatever. If you're ever trying to go somewhere good during a prime time and you go to Interval or RCI, when you go to search it, there is never anything good available, because that is not how you do it. That is the worst way. So I'll do another video on how to trade properly, and I just wanted to get this out to you. God bless you. Let me know if you respond back to this email if you have any questions or anything we can help you with, and or if you want to hear more about our concierge program. All right, you guys, God bless.